welcome everyone. Today we're playing another game called the quiz Can You Guess Who's the Pianist? So this is going to be an audio quiz where apparently there are some sound samples from different pianists and we need to recognize who it is. So full disclosure, again, I have not played this quiz and I'm also not the author of this quiz. This is a quiz that's on the website pianolit.com and we're just gonna play through it together and see how we're gonna perform. And as always, let me know your score in the comments. So it says this quiz is very hard. Okay, I'm a little scared now. And the average score is 4 out of 7. Can you beat that? Can we beat that, guys? Yes, I think we can, yeah? Oh, here we start. Let's do this. Okay, so we have some sound samples. I'm just thinking for a second if these are probably gonna be copyrighted sounds, so I'm gonna play about 10 seconds of each sound sample, and even if I know it earlier, I'm just gonna keep playing the 10 seconds, and then we can make a judgment. Okay, let's go. Okay, so it says let's start with an easy one. There is only one pianist in the world who would play Bach's famous prelude in C minor this way. So now it's your time to answer. If you don't know, you can pause the video, and it's very, very obvious that this is Glenn Gould. And actually, this is one of the great things Glenn Gould did, is make his own sound signature, which I think is very important when you play. And of course, you can hear this kind of portato, non-legato, and also from the articulation, from the spacing between the notes and everything, you can just tell it's Glenn Gould from his sound color, his sound signature, you know? And yeah, that's, of course, it's a compliment. I mean, if you can make such a distinct sound, it's of course a good thing. Now let's continue. Chopin's famous Minute Waltz is one of those pieces that have some very unique interpretations. Yes, of course. Maybe you guys know the Hamelin version of that. Which pianist famous for his virtuosity and at times unorthodox interpretations is playing in this recording? Okay, look, from the title it sounds like it's gonna be Kissin. Let's see. Okay, somehow my finger just wanted to stop after 5 seconds. It's not supposed to be like an insult or a burn or anything. Everyone can interpret how they want. Wow, that bang in the left hand, that kind of threw me aback. That kind of shocked me, to be honest. It is very clear to me that it's gonna be Lang Lang. He likes doing this crazy stuff and just playing around. And by the way, since we're on the topic of Lang Lang, I absolutely love some of his performances, and I think he kind of changed during the years and became a different kind of pianist. But of course, he was, just a great student of Gary Graffman, and I mean, a fantastic pianist in many regards. But he did change his sound a lot to become more shocking and more extroverted and more, how to say, to go against the flow. But I absolutely love some of his early recordings. Not to say that anything against him. I think he's a great pianist. Now let's continue. Question 3 of 7. Didn't we say that the Minute Waltz has different interpretations? Oh boy, again the Minute Waltz. Here's a pianist playing it in a completely different way. Okay, famous especially. Okay, especially for his performances of Chopin's music. Okay, let's listen. Very beautiful. That's how I like it. That's how I love my Chopin. And this is Rubinstein. And Rubinstein, of course, one of the OGs, old school Chopin. And very fine sound, very delicate and nuanced, and I love Rubinstein. Okay, very few pianists can deliver a live performance of Scarlatti's D minor sonata at this tempo with such clarity and ease. I think I know who this is gonna be because this is a very famous recording. Let's listen in. Okay, so yeah, I know this recording. You probably also know this. There's a video on YouTube of it. It's from a live concert. It's none other than Marta playing it. And of course, Marta is a beast. I mean, her technique is out of this world. I personally think this is a little too. I mean, it's just very, very quick tempo, yeah? Um, uh, I mean, everyone can choose how they want, of course, and I think this was an encore, I think, after a concert, and she just wanted to play something very flashy and fast. Um, I would never play it at that tempo, and I would also listen to something that's a bit slower, I think, just for me personally. Okay, great. The advancement of recording technology made it possible to set the standard for the flawless recording we hear today. Yeah, that's actually kind of a good thing and a bad thing. However, this was not always the case. This recording of Chopin Etude 10-1 was done by one of the most famous pianists from the early 1900s, who is now also famous for his at times not so flawless studio performances. Okay, who's this gonna be? 10-1. Let's listen. Okay, this is interesting. So, I have my feeling of who it is. So, this is what is this, live performance? Or is this a studio performance? Because I mean, studio performance, you would just have taken another take or another recording from this. Anyways, I guess it's like an early recording, so they didn't have that much space or whatever. Okay, Arthur Schnabel, maybe. Michelangelo, I cannot imagine this being Michelangelo. I mean, Michelangelo's technique was fantastic. Cortot, I have like 85 or 90% feeling it's Cortot, so I'm gonna click Cortot. Yes, okay, I was right. So Cortot, also one of the OGs with his Chopin, one of the old school and great Chopin interprets. But yeah, as the description here says, famous for putting a little bit of extra spice in his performances, so to say. But nothing against that. And by the way, the performances have become so overly clean and overly perfectionistic. I mean, you cannot even do anything in a recording nowadays. And as I said before, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing because a lot of kind of soul gets lost, I feel like, and everyone needs to be perfect, and the quality is more towards being perfect than actually playing beautiful in some cases. Of course, many people can manage to do both. Okay, question 6 out of 7. Sometimes composers write one thing and performance go on to exactly the opposite. Okay, the finale of Chopin's Etude in F major, 10-8, I guess, is marked fortissimo, very loud, and yet this pianist chose to play it brilliantly. Okay, let's listen. Very cool, very cool. This sounds to me like a Horowitz thing, so I'm gonna click Horowitz. Yeah, and he did these things quite famously. I mean, it was also one of his signature moves. Just like we were talking before with Glenn Gould having a signature move. Horowitz had a lot of signature moves, and this is one of them. And I think it's a certain charm, but of course the intention of the composer is something else, so you could criticize it in this way. And the last question, let's go guys. 6 out of 7, can we get 7 out of 7? Or how are you guys doing so far? Maybe you guys are on 1 out of 7, 1 out of 6, or 6 out of 6. To close this list, a memorable performance by one of the best pianists today. Okay, playing the last movement of Prokofiev's This pianist is famous for his powerful sound and unique touch. Who is this one? Okay, before I listen to, um, if we're talking best pianist today, I mean, okay, we have 4 world-class pianists here, so we cannot make it out from that. But powerful sound, I would imagine it's gonna be Sokolov. Let's listen. This is 1000% Grigory Sokolov, and the way I can make it out is I know his playing style very well, and he has this amazing thing that he does is that he actually holds back on the tempo and really works super sophisticated on his articulation. And the beautiful thing is also, for example, if you listen to this Stravinsky, or if you get a chance to listen to him live in a concert, please go listen to him live, or any of these great pianists. But I remember very well from his Stravinsky Trois Mouvements de Petrushka that his articulation is just out of his world detailed, and he does this fantastic thing which actually he does 707, where he actually holds back more and gives the piece more power in that way, rather than bashing down, for example, the third movement here and just, completely destroying it. Like, I'm not gonna name any names, but there are recordings out there of people just butchering this third movement. So 7 out of 7, guys. How did you guys do on this quiz? I hope you enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun, and yeah, a lot of iconic pianists, iconic performances. So please leave a like, and if you want to support me, become a channel member, and I'll see you in the next video.